If I may make one comment about something. I saw Jomo wrote something about an issue which he said that Friday raised, and neither Camilo nor I had answered. Well, actually, I didn't hear that Friday had said it, and might have taken, when I was home, I might have taken a break from members' convenience at home and missed that part. And I suspect that Camilla didn't think that the thing worthy of responding to, because Friday is in error. Friday's point was that we go beyond the overdraft, and that's one breach of the law. And then we proceed to transform part of the overdraft into a loan, which is also contrary to the law, because there is no approval for that loan. On several counts, Friday is wrong, and Jomo took Friday's word at it. Let's begin. Friday used figures to say that, look, there's a number showing an overdraft. I haven't looked at the number, but of 81 million. And the resolution is 50 million. But the number which Friday is talking about in 2014, the overdraft number then was 75 million. We reduced the overdraft number down to 35 and then carried to 50, but it was 75. The second thing you must notice, in addition to the resolution for the overdraft, there is also an act which is passed every year, setting an outer limit as to how much you can raise by loans. And if you go in the estimates, you see them local loans. This year is $100 million. We don't have to go. If I go and borrow money from the bank in St. Vincent, once I stay within all the monies which you borrowed within $100 million, I'm okay. I'm not talking the overdraft now, which is a separate issue.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
So, if I'd have the overdraft, if I have an overdraft, if I have 75 million as an overdraft, and I'm paying 14% on the overdraft, I say, you know what happened? I'm going to transform that half of that overdraft
into a loan.
So I can pay 8%.
Yeah, smart. Smart money management.
I don't have to come and get approval for that loan. So long as I stay within the framework of the 100 million or whatever for that year, I can borrow locally. So Friday, by not understanding the issue, look as though he misled Jomo on it. There is this assumption that somehow Ralph could just drive a horse and chariot through the law. But if a bank is lending you money, the bank would want to know that you have the legislative cover for it.
Yes.
What this issue of the Accountant General loan is as old as the hills. Son Mitchell did it, Arnhem did it. long as you have the cover for it in the overall Loan Act, the public sector, the finance, the government, the public sector for the period, you're okay. What I think Friday must have misunderstood or forgotten, inside of the estimates, you have, say, money put for the loan from Taiwan for the courthouse, and the loan from Taiwan for the parliament, the modern parliament building. When those loan agreements are signed, we will bring those loan agreements to Parliament and get specific approval for those. But that is separate and distinct from the $100 million, for which is a general approval for monies, and not specifically in relation to those which are identified like a Taiwan loan. You see where I'm coming from?
Yes.
And there are some loans, of course, but this is not the issue which is germane now, but by way of education, there are some loans you don't require parliamentary approval for them, because there's a general act which gives you permission to borrow from them.
Okay.
Like the World Bank, the Caribbean Development Bank, and the Alba Bank. Because there are specific laws covering those. So you can't really understand this thing, You can't be schoolboyish about this thing, and sometimes a man can blindside you with some kind of old talk, and you say, well, boy, it's sung it all right, but it's just not right. No, this is not to say that occasionally and from time to time within a particular year, if your limit is $50 million for an overdraft, or at a particular time 75, that it may not go slightly over 75 for certain reasons. The bank will know, well, some monies are coming in, and they say, all right, we know that money is coming in, so we allow you to go over $3, $4, $5, $6 million, because they know within a day or two it's covered. You understand me?
Yes, it happens all the time.
But for the reporting period, by the end of the year, you have it within the number. Now, Friday advances proposition, which I don't know where he gets this from, that at the end of every year, for the overdraft, you should retire it. You don't retire the overdraft at the end of the year. You just renew it, because the overdraft is fluctuating. You have $50 million, but it might be 23. At the end of the year, don't retire it. You just roll it with the new resolution. You see the point I'm making?
Yes.
There's so many things what he said. Now that it has been drawn to my attention, and I'm told what he said. Because I didn't hear that thing. As I say, I listened to him. Somebody must have called me, and then I come back. He had finished dealing with that.
Okay.
But it's like he doesn't understand some of these basic things. I mean, him should talk to him. So he was using. So let me just recap. He was using a year when it's 50 million. And saying we were 80, when at that time it was 75.
75, okay.
By the way, our overdraft of 50, the limit, is much smaller than economies in the OECS, which is a similar size. Grenada, St. Kitts, well, Antigua and St. Lucia economies are in the macro larger than us. Dominica is slightly smaller than us. And there is this belief, as I say, that I could just simply go and borrow money so. But the money is covered by the General Act. We just passed one. And the idea that a bank doesn't look for your legal authority is just foolishness. And secondly, that I could tell the Director General of Finance and Planning to take money from a bank without legal authority. They have a notion about this thing which is just so cockeyed. I hope that I have clarified. It's a complicated issue, but I believe I've taken the central elements out and explained them.
Yes. Well, it seems that the speaker wasn't aware of the points that you made.
No, I don't think. I think Jomo accepted that the number was 75, was 50 million.
50, yeah.
In 2014.
Okay.
Or 2013, whatever year was used by Friday.
Mm.
As I say, I'm talking now second hand from what I'm told.
Well, from his article, it seems that he thinks it was in 2014. So, and you're saying it was 75.
It was 75,
yes.
No, undoubtedly.
Yes.
Because but I'm saying to you, this is not the first government which will convert an overdraft,
That's a loan.
Part of an overdraft into a loan.
Simple money management.
Money management, just like how you will do it.
Yes,
Cecil.
of course.
And that, but we also have the legal authority to do so.
Yes.
We have the legal authority to do so. Look, you take this 100 million. Somebody in the money market who works for us in the money market, First Citizens Investment. If they go and raise $30 million in bonds, we negotiate it. We say 10-year bonds at 6.5%, 7%. I don't have to come back to Parliament with that, because that is a 30 million below the 100. You understand me?
Yes.
I come to Parliament if I have a specific sum from a specific institution, like the Taiwan Bank, then I bring the that loan agreement. I'm not required to do that with CDB, and that is outside of the 100.
Mm-hmm.
Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Is there a difference in the law between what the aggregate amount you can borrow in 1 year as compared to the balance, the overall balance at which you can hold the overdraft?
Well, you can hold the overdraft by fluctuate. The resolution actually says by fluctuating overdraft or otherwise, in the aggregate of 50 million from these banks.
Okay.
But that's separate from the bill, the public sector loans bill, which we passed. And in the last quarter of last year, we had one for 50 million. And we passed this year at the end of the budget. You will notice by the end of the estimates, I told Camilo, I said, make sure the overdraft resolution is passed. Because I know if I'm short of any money for paying salaries at the end of that month, I have the overdraft coverage. You see my point?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, of course.
Because I know when I do the appropriation bill will be done and completed when salaries are paid.
Yes.
So I can't wait until then to pass the resolution. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yes.
So I remind him. I say, don't forget about that, because men mind all kind of things. I have to focus my mind, you know. I have to pay the debt, I have to pay the salaries, I have to pay the old people them.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
Look, this is why some men just ain't ready for this work, you know. I tell you. I have a schoolboy issue of this thing.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon.
Oh,
I just want to say one thing.
Yes.
Not to speak on any of the issue there, but to say that the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines and the government, that we have full confidence in the integrity of Consular General Huggins.
Yes.
He is a man of good standing. He's doing an excellent job. The issue on which is called a quote-unquote scandal is absolute rubbish. There is no scandal there. And I will simply say to Fitz, just ignore that kind of nonsense.
Okay.
He has acted properly, in my view, in every material respect, and that he must continue to do his good job of helping the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines with all the stuff that he gets for us, and also to keep in touch and service his constituents, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in our Canadian diaspora. I just want to say that.
And thank you very much, Prime Minister, for that reassurance to Consul General Huggins.
Fine.
All right, thanks.